Oh, that's it. We're live. Good evening,
Oh,
everybody. That was a quick press button and on. Today is Tuesday, the 5th of February, 2019, and we have
oh,
Sheeps and Neeps with us. Hello, Sheeps and Neeps.
hello, or so they say,
Oh, so
as
to say.
Martin would say.
Yeah, no, you're the real McCoy.
Yeah, for for
Although I
for
have to say,
special days.
there was lots of little sheeps all over the chat room just a minute ago.
Yeah,
Different
that's
ones.
true. Yeah, that's true. I had my other accounts in there as well. Just that's the ones that I've had to make when we've had these attacks by you know them shutting us down when we try to make truth movements and we put out a video and boof, they shut us down. So we have to open up another account. So that's why I've got another sheep account. It's simply because they've took away the one that I had,
What,
and
the
that
original one, you mean?
the original one for 3 months. And it's just the standard sort of boof to take it away for 3 months. I think that's the third time I've happened to that account actually. So that's me just got it back in the last couple of days. So this is me back on it now. But in the meantime, you've created another account so that you can still put out content.
Yeah. I must admit, Sun and Moon have got a couple of different accounts for that
Hmm.
reason. But cross fingers, all stays happy here with the main channel. I
Yeah,
just put the link on the other channel, the other channels. But those people signed up to those, and some of them watched the hangouts from the other groups.
yeah.
But yeah, so Sheeps, first of all, how are you, my dear?
I'm not too bad. I'm better than what I was. You could say. Um, I've uh, I've had an operation which was to get a stoma. So I don't know if you can actually see that. You could actually maybe actually get to see that. So yeah, you can. So I've got a bag in the side there now, which, as you can see there. So this is how I go to the toilet from now on. So I remove the part where it normally comes out, and they put a stoma in. So this is to bypass my bowel. So the idea is that they reckon that they can't cut out the cancer that's in the bowel. For some reason, it's too close to the pancreas or the prostate and things like that, where it makes it um, a difficulty. Now, they're happy enough to give me radiotherapy and chemotherapy as if that's going to work, but they won't operate on it. So I don't really know where they think they can use chemotherapy and radiotherapy as if that's going to treat it when they're already telling me that they can't operate on it and they can't remove it. So if they can't operate on it and they can't remove it, it doesn't matter if you put chemotherapy or radiotherapy on it. It can't be operated on. So why they try to con me and tell me this? So I'm a bit concerned about that. And due to that concern, I'm not accepting chemotherapy or radiotherapy at the moment, and I'm using my own therapy. Now, at the moment, it's came back that it was 1.3 centimeters, and now on further analysis, they say that it's 3.3 centimeters. So the tumor has grown, which is not good news. But I, I don't know if it's just maybe the timing. Maybe there's still more time to go yet.
Sheeps, can I ask you, from
Mm.
when they said it was one size to the next size, how many months in between was that?
That has been uh, that has been around 8 weeks.
Whoa, then that's grown quite quickly then, hasn't it?
It is really. It is really. Yeah. The doctors are a bit concerned. My doctor would like me to go for the radiotherapies as soon as I can. He's really wanting me to do that. And I'm hesitant about it. I'm really concerned that it's going to be detrimental to my health later. You know, we all know how bad sort of chemotherapy is. That's the problem. The chemotherapy and the radiotherapy. Well, we don't. Maybe we don't, but I do. The dangers involved and what it actually is a bit beyond a joke. The chemotherapy, for a start, is chemical. Why it's called chemo, because it's a chemical therapy. That chemical therapy is mustard gas, which was something that they used in the war to kill people. And so now it's used as something to kill cancer. I mean, really, it's
Chief,
it's
how do you feel like, if we had Josh here, Martin Kenny, Josh
yeah,
Eck,
cool.
he'd say, you don't want it cut out.
He'd say, "I don't want it cut out," would he?
No, because your
Right.
body's, well, basically, it's like the body's put all the poison there. And then I
Mm.
can't remember what they're called, but there are things there. When they cut the cancer out, they cut them out. And then if the cancer comes back, your body just cannot fight it at all because you've lost all these things that were actually keeping that cancer there. I don't know what to say if something's growing that quick. I don't know what, I think basically he'd say, start the other treatment, the natural one, and as
Yeah,
soon as possible.
yeah. Well, that's it. I have started RSO as the best way to term it, the Rick Simpson oil. So yeah, that's in full effect, and it has been for a while. And that's the concerning thing, was it shouldn't have. I should have had a positive result when I came back, and uh, I wasn't expecting any growth, which is concerning. Um,
When
what
did you
now?
learn this piece of news then?
Well, that was just
How many days ago did you learn that?
yeah. It was about 4 days ago. Yeah,
Good.
4 days ago. Yeah.
I know that some people might I don't know, this, not everybody likes to talk about things, but I think you probably do. I work for a
Mm.
lady here who's got cancer, and she's got it, she had skin cancer, and then they decided to give her a body scan or whatever, and they found that she had it in her hips, her bones, and her breast. And they want to cut the lump out of her breast, and she's 79 and she says she doesn't want that. But what it is she found that she now can't talk to a lot of people. They don't want to hear the worst. They don't want to talk about these things. Oh, no, you're going on. No, we don't want to hear that. And then people who used to talk to her and be her friends don't come and see her, didn't send her Christmas cards because she's told them that she's got cancer.
What? Wow. Wow.
But I suppose lots of people don't like to face it, do they?
Yeah, yeah. People take it differently, I suppose. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Could I just say 2 seconds? I know we're on a live hangout, but my little dog's gone downstairs and I don't trust her. So
Go
just
on.
2 seconds.
Yeah, on you go. No worries.
Keep talking, Chiefs.
Okay, I'll keep talking. Plenty to talk about. Well, I think I have. Maybe I haven't. But yeah, this is quite a thing in the medical world where you have one sect of society that reckons that they've got the cure for cancer, and that is the chemotherapy and the radiotherapy. That is the diagnosed route you go. Um, if you've been diagnosed with cancer, then that's what's gonna that's the route they're gonna put you. You know, there's there really there's there, sometimes they will say they'll cut it out, but 9 times out of 10 it means chemotherapy and radiotherapy, and this is the thing. Whereas they can't seem to get past that there may be other methods that we can use for killing cancer, and why don't we use them?
Yeah, remember, there's someone that's got the Rife machine.
Yeah, I've got a similar thing. I've got it's not quite the Rife machine. It's the Bob Beck machine. I have two. I have this one, which just sends a pulse, and I attach that with these pads, and these pads attach to my wrist. Oops. So these electric pads attach to my wrist, and that puts out a certain frequency. That frequency works on pathogens and stuff that is in your guts and in your body. So it ends up cleansing your blood. So that's what that one's for. That cleanses my blood. This one is for pain, and this actually has an automatic sense on it, better than any of the ones you can get in the shops. So you just put this where the pain is. Right, you set that up where the pain was, which was down there, and you just let this do its job. Or if you wanted, you would hit that button to get a magnetic pulse. This magnetic pulse has been known to eliminate pain. I took it around to my mate's house, Brent. He doesn't mind me saying because he's so amazed at it. He was actually shocked at how good it was, and I took it round to his house because I had it with me at the time. I said, "Here you go, you try it because it's for pain. That's essentially what it's for." And I gave him it, put it on his shoulder, and he couldn't believe it. He got to sit with it for it was about 15, 20 minutes, and he says that's the best the best relief that he's had in years. He couldn't believe how good it worked, and that's the thing. It's a magnetic pulse. Now, you can get the diagrams for this online. The Bob Beck protocol. This is him here in the background, and he will give you everything you need to make these things. You can make it free, apart from the obvious cost of the parts, but you can make the implement yourself with a wee bit of savvy. If you're a little bit electronic minded, you'll manage it. If you don't, then maybe find somebody that is. Other than that, but the thing is, he's giving this information away free, and that's the thing. He doesn't want any money for it. Doesn't want doesn't want to hold the copyright and say that okay, this is going to cost you X amount. He wants to do it simply so that you get your health back. He's a doctor. His doctor's oath determines that he wants to make you well. He doesn't want to make his bank balance well. He wants to make you well. And
He's a nice man, then.
He's a nice man. So that's something we have to look up and respect. And you look at his things, you look what they do, you test it, and you can see that he's not lying. He doesn't put any claims forward. It's simply, here you go, try it, see if it works for you. And if it does, it does. And it's the reports come back are unbelievable, the amount of people that are getting cured for all sorts of diseases. Though this is a thing, it's not just cancer, it's all sorts of diseases. Lyme's disease is one of the ones that's quite popular too. That's something we didn't really know in Britain, but it's quite popular in America. Is this Lyme's disease? Quite a lot of people get it over there, and it's really good for that.
So you're on a bit of a roller coaster at the moment, then. I'm sure that's what it must feel like.
Yeah, well, it is. Yeah. Well, it's to try and find it's sifting through the truth from the lies and the myths from the A lot of people want to tell you, oh, this, that, and the next thing, and you've got your alkaline diet. You know, everybody says get an alkaline diet.
I
Everybody
do
says,
think you need to talk to Josh,
yeah, oh yeah, yeah, definitely, oh definitely. I mean, there's a wealth of information that's needed that I do. Um, I find the food is one of the main things. You know, it's the food intake. As long as you give yourself good food, then that's one of the things that your body has to build on. And if you're not taking good food, then fast. Don't take rubbish. You know, don't fill up with just any old rubbish because you're hungry. So you either eat healthy or you fast, and that's what I do. So I don't eat rubbish. If I'm hungry, I'll go and eat something that's healthy, and I feel that's the best way to be. Really, you can't do any more than that.
Are
Trying
you
to.
looking up teas and things?
I have tea. I've got a water distiller, and what I do is distill my water, and then I put it into this other kettle machine, and the kettle machine only runs on 2 watts, and it keeps my water boiling all day. So and it saves me money as well. And it's distilled water, so it's absolutely perfect. And then I've got honey. I don't use any sugar. It's all honey. So and when I went to stop the sugar, I found that within days, within hours really, you, your body craves sugary things. You don't really want it. There's no reason for it, but your body actually starts to crave sugary things more than you realize, you know? And it's like,
I
wow.
have heard sugar referred to like a class A drug because
Yeah,
it's the actual addiction to it.
yeah, it's really, I would agree. I would agree, you know, because I'm not wanting anything with sugar in it. And it's just like the amount of things that it's like, I'm just, just a way to buy that. And oh, God, no. And it's like, I can't, there's hardly anything. You start running out of things you can eat,
So
you know?
basically, you're changing your whole diet.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It is totally changing just your whole aspect. Everything that you do, yeah, changes. You know, it's I found that my sleeping pattern and everything, just everything, eating, everything has changed because of it.
That
Um,
bag that they fitted for you, does it make everything a bit more comfortable now?
the bag, um, yeah, it's it is. It's better than what it was. There is moments where sometimes it can be a bit uncomfortable. Like today, I've took it off and put it back on, but it feels like it's a bit catching at the bottom, and I can feel where it's actually going. If I leave it, that will eventually work its way and might leak later on tonight. So I'll before after I finish this conversation, I'll probably go and change it up and clean it up and start again. Um, but the changing of the bag and the cleaning of it, it's a bit of a ritual. Uh, I've been lucky enough that I've always been here. I've always been in my house when I've had to do it, so I haven't been caught off guard and outside and have to do the whole thing, maybe in a supermarket toilet or something. Nothing like that's happened yet, so
You
keep my
must
fingers
be,
crossed.
you're staying at home a lot though, aren't you? And just resting, aren't you?
That's it. There's really nowhere to go anyway, you know. Um,
Hey, Sheeps, you haven't sworn.
no, I'm doing quite good, haven't I? I'm doing quite good.
Oh, thank you so much for that. I even when I was doing the trailer, you did. I thought I'm going to leave that one on there because that's you, isn't it?
Aye, aye. Just to be sure that it is me. Maybe it's not me if he's not swearing. It's not. It's a possibility, maybe.
Just asking you then. So you've had this test, right? When is the next time they're going to look at you then?
Yeah, well, I suppose that'll be when I ask again. Um, I think that's determined because I'm not following their game. If I was playing their game, then they would have a set time on what when it would be. They would say, "Well, we're going to give you chemo for 6 weeks, and then we're going to scan you." Well, because there's no plan involved, then there's no set procedure for when there'll be a next scan. That just comes down to when I want it to be, and that's what it was like with this one. I was wanting a second opinion. The second opinion came back just the same as the first opinion, so that was just no point. Um, and
What do you mean by that? What the opinion is that they think you should have chemotherapy?
they think I should have chemotherapy and radiotherapy. Yeah, both of them. I should have both. It's not just the one; it's both. I should have. Um, I'm really quite hesitant about wanting to do that. It's not really. After looking into it, I really I'm not sure, you know. And then now I've
So, what does your partner think about all this? Because I know she's sitting next to you.
mhm. She's totally in full support of whatever I do. So whatever I want to do, she's happy enough to do that, you know. So if I were to go for chemotherapy, then I would go for chemotherapy. If I didn't want to do it, then I didn't want to do it. It's not like she's pushing me or doing anything like that. There's no. She's she's not stepping into it in that sense. She's completely leaving the choice up to myself, and she'll go along with whatever I choose. You know, she believes that'll be the right choice. I'd imagine. Yeah.
Well, I think what I'm going to do after this hangout is obviously I'm going to send the link to this hangout to Josh so that he can see, obviously what you've been saying and stuff. And I think that you do need to speak to him quite soon.
Yeah, yeah. You're saying that he's got a bit of information I could maybe get. Like,
Yeah.
okay, okay.
You
So,
just might be able to, you know, really help.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
There's 3 of you now, Sheeps.
Yeah, let's just be went onto the thing is. I'll just quickly say hi to everybody.
Yeah, he had me going nodding just a minute ago. Before we came live, I was nodding.
I'll put them back on the pulpit protocol. So basically, this one's the Bob Beck protocol. That's one of the methods that I can use, and it seems to be quite responsive. I don't know if you've heard about it, but it believes this and this take your power back, and this is his goal is we can all do this, you know, and well, the Bob Beck protocol consists of 4 parts which work together, helping your body heal itself. Micropulsing, also known as blood electrification or blood cleansing, using microcurrents. And that was that little box that I showed you first. And then pulsed electromagnetic fields, which is that PEMF, which is the pulsar thing that I was showing you. And then the ionic colloidal silver, which then that involves these little links here. I'll just get these. That involves these things. Oh, so on.
That's okay.
So, this is just a bit of silver. So this is a bit of silver, and I touch it with a crocodile clip, and then I attach that then to a power supply. Now that can be batteries, or I use it on the power supply that comes with the Bob Beck machine, which gives me exactly 27 hertz, and it gives me exactly the pulse and the ohms is exactly what I need. So pop it in, and that makes colloidal silver. And then colloidal silver is really sort of really good for uh, killing any kind of pathogens or anything nasty. Really, it's been known to kill anything like that. So I use that in my little bowl when I clean uh, my stoma. I've got colloidal silver water with distilled hot water to heat it up, and I use that as my cleansing uh, medium. So that's how that works. I also drink the colloidal silver too. Um, I've got sugar
How long have
mushrooms.
you been how long have you been doing this for? Like all this stuff? Have you just started doing it, or have you been doing it for a few weeks? Or
No, this has been going on for a few weeks. Yeah, it's been going on for a while. You know, and like I say, I need to make more constructive, sort of intensively, just making sure I stick to the plan and the routine. You know, fully. Timing and that. I think is crucial. Just getting everything.
someone in the chat room says that they did this basically the same as you, and they're taking, the oils and yeah, and it's working for him.
It's working.
But I can't see his name. He's like, there's an icon there, but I don't know what their name is. It's just got a full stop.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if you can see the chat room.
Really, let me try the pop-out chat. At the pop-out chat, I should be able to adjust it. So, yeah, that's it.
He's got Tony. He said his name's Tony. He's in Scotland as well.
Tony, here it is, Tony. Yeah. See Tony. Good channel. Okay, he's got a channel there. I can. I'll go back and maybe look at that channel later.
Hey, maybe a new friend there, someone else to talk about.
Yeah. My PayPal's off.
Too about it.
Yeah.
You also, just changing the subject for a minute, you also just put a video out about the fact that they're censoring us.
Oh, yeah. This is quite bad, isn't it? I mean, this has stemmed from the Brexit and the EU and all this things where they were going to close us down. Even YouTube even put up a little thing saying Article 13, where it was going to be a problem. We've been forewarned that there's going to be a bit of censoring going on, but none of us have expected it to be quite as aggressive as what it's been. It's, for example, I had a live stream that was going the other day, and I had a video that was playing, and they cut my live stream halfway through. They just ended it, and they put up violation, policy violation, and
I have to say that happened to us, sheeps. You don't realise, because when you come on and you're new, really when you sign something, you're signing all this law. You're having to learn it sort of bit by bit every day. There's nothing there that says, hey, here it is, it's really simple. You just, I didn't even know how to do loads of things for ages. You just learn it and get through the thing. Anyway, we were doing the same, and I didn't even realise this thing was going, warning, we're warning you, stop playing it,
Right.
and they kind of strike you for it, don't they?
Yeah. Well, if you're lucky enough to see the warning as well, I didn't even see a warning with my one. I just got, eventually got a text message coming through in the Hangouts saying, you're not live anymore. And I went, looked, and it's like, I'm not live anymore. So I just stopped the stream, start again.
So they didn't strike you; they just stopped the stream.
They just stopped it. Yeah, they just policy violation, which I suppose is good in a sense. You know, it's because the way they are. I mean, they can be quite aggressive and just completely banish you. But it was more the content that was getting played. That was that's more the concern. Is why do they not want this content to be aired? What is the reason that this content isn't getting
What were you
aired?
playing then?
Um, you kind of can't remember. It being it's the lies against cancer and stuff like that. Um,
Golly.
you know, it's truth channels. It's been things like that.
I think that they're doing something right now. They're just making sure that it looks like no one comes to the hangouts, no one's watching the videos. And, you know, even the big channels, people have said they've gone on there and it looks like hardly anybody's in the chat room. And
Yeah,
they take your views off. They just do things all the time.
yeah. Well, I'm not getting the the chat box, your chat box. It's not coming up. Don't know why.
The
Should
chat's still
should
there,
show.
still going.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I've got it here. It's showing, but it's not showing on the screen. Oh, there we go. Ah, there we go.
You've got
Right.
OBS then.
I've got OBS and I wasn't using it right. There we go. I found it now. So if I increase that in size, there you go. I've got the chart size. Oops. Hit the short button. I've moved everything about now. Let's go on live chat. There we go.
Yeah, so I just think that they have been for they don't like any kind of truth, do they? It just seems to be such a big threat.
It's the reason for it. What is the reason for the to hide it?
You know, like this is the other side of it. You can go on YouTube and watch someone be sentenced to death. That's okay. And you know, I've put it out a little bit on Sun and Moon, but yeah, this is other case that happened last year where this guy killed his whole family. That's all over the internet, the body cams, everything they said, everything. You know, there's thousands of pages on Discovery about it. You know, it's just they can see all that.
Yeah, yeah.
You can see lots of other horrible things. You can see hangouts where people are slagging people off.
Yeah.
You can see all these things, but you mention certain things and they get really, really cool. Yeah.
Yeah, the principal wants to
We can talk about flat Earth anyway. We're probably lucky that we can do that.
Yeah, true. Well, this is where it came from. It stemmed from the flat Earth, isn't it? It opened people's minds up, and then from there, it's difficult to close your mind. Once you start learning things, it's difficult to, once you see something, it's difficult to unsee it. It's not something
You can't go back, can you? You
you
can't
can't go
pretend.
back. No, that exactly. You can't lie to yourself. You can't pretend. Once you know, it's like, oh, that's it. I think you can find this with general principles on simple things like water, where you can convince yourself quite easily that water will always show you a level surface. It's been proved time and time again that water demonstrates a level surface. It's never been demonstrated that water will lay at rest on a bend. It's never did that, but it will always lay at rest on a flat surface. Now, because of the properties of water always lying flat on any surface, and then we know how much water there is in this environment, let's say that we're in, for lack of better words, then the environment that we're in seems to be flat and level. There's no other reason for it. It must be, and it then must be contained. Now, these are things that uh, are true. These have to be true because there's no other explanation for it. If there's water there, then why is it not going anywhere? Well, it must be contained. Their explanation of containment is that we're a ball and it's contained with gravity and it's there. We have other explanations of how it is, but um, it all comes down to a containment at the end of the day. But we do have to remember about everything is we cannot create and we cannot destroy anything, right? Everything that's here is here. You're not going to get any more of anything else, and you're not going to get any less of anything else. It will just transform into something. But the the mass and the volume and the consistency of everything is always going to be there, for simply because matter cannot be created nor destroyed. That is a fundamental fact. Because it cannot be created or destroyed, then it's always there. It's like you say, oh, there's gold. Well, the gold is like there's an abundance of gold. It's not disappearing. It's always going to be there. Doesn't matter what you do with it. It's always going to be there. As I say, we gold, silver, the gems, everything. There's That's the supply of them. That's how much there is, and they will always be there. Water's the same.
Do you know
Water.
what? When you say that they've never shown us a bendy water, it sounds so silly to think that, you know, we get to this age and you think, you know, oh, how it's what they made us believe. The programming is just quite unbelievable, really.
Yeah.
It's so unbelievable because all of us believe, well, not all of us, because obviously some of us have woken up, but I'm saying all of us as a whole, all of us believed it. Most of
No.
us. There were some that never did from children, but basically the majority, the big majority, believed it, and we believe it. Oh, it's the truth. We've seen it on the television.
Hmm. Well, it's when you get told, isn't it? When do you get asked? This is the thing. We get asked this question before we've actually learned what the answer is. We just get told what the answer. We get told it's a ball. We don't learn it's a ball. You know, we don't learn the fundamentals of why it's a ball. We just are told that's the world and it's a ball. You know, it's really quite. I find it shocking
So
how
do
you
I.
can how you can explain to a child that they're standing when they show you the globe that you're standing upside down. I don't know how you can get children to believe that. You know, that must be difficult. You know, that must be quite difficult for them to go. Nah, we're not standing upside down. Nah, we're not. Honestly, yes, you're actually standing upside down, and you think
You think all the blood would go to the top of their heads?
you'd think all sorts of things. So how they manage to convince them is is uh, is quite sinister. It's quite bad that they do that. You know, they shouldn't be allowed to do that. They should be allowed to make their own mind up whether that is true or not. But to be have it forced upon them, which it essentially is, it's that is the census. That if you think out with that census, then I'm sorry, you're not going to sit very comfortably in the classroom. You know,
I think it's a total failure right at the beginning to not explain to the people that we lived in an electric place and everything was electric. And, you know, even when they resuscitate you, they're giving you an electric shock. So I think it's really incredible that many people just don't understand the free energy and the electric. It's just disgusting, actually.
The electrics is something
The
that's
ground,
really
it's in the air, it's
Mhm.
everywhere. It's in the
Yeah,
tree, it's
yeah,
in
yeah,
us. We've got an electric pulse in our brains and hearts.
yeah. And I think it's because we get confounded with big electrical charges. We get power plants and stuff like that. That's why we think, oh, power, power, big power. When no, you can actually experience these things late at night when you've got static electricity. You can have the lights turned off. You can take off your top and you get that little static electricity if your clothes are dry enough. You know, if you've had them in the tumble dryer and you've got that cotton, you've got static electricity. Now, this isn't the same electricity as the electricity that you're getting out of your plug socket. This is different. And then even the electricity coming out your plug socket, one can be alternative current, one can be direct current. Not in the same house, but different different houses. And it's different methods of how to get this electricity from one place to the next. Now, what they are trying to do is using Wi-Fi, where to get transfer the power from here to there, but transfer it Wi-Fi because you just transfer the power Wi-Fi. Why not? Tesla was trying to do that. He had a method involved where he would try and do it, but he wanted to get it so that it wasn't going to be dangerous at the same time. We don't know how he got on. His papers got.
Victor
Uh,
Schooberger was another good man as well, who understood how the birds flew. And so basically, he was the actual person that made compressed air engines for the planes. And he's the one that you see with, when Hitler and the sort of space looking ship things, because he'd understood about levitation. And then after the war, the Americans took him like they took many scientists, but he didn't want to work with the Americans. He went back to Austria, and 5 days later, he was dead.
oh
In the
wow!
1920s, 30s, he'd made
Yeah,
because he was watching the birds, and the
yeah,
birds used the electric in the air.
yeah. I've heard something about that.
Dear me. Didn't teach us all that at school, did they? They don't even teach you about the rotation of the earth at school, which seems, don't you think that really that's a really important thing to be teaching the children? All about the science and the figures and everything, because, they would know we're spinning, they've told us. They didn't
Yeah,
teach that at all.
yeah, yeah. Exactly. Well, you know,
And then everybody thinks that they've got so much information and we're so sci-fi and we've gone to the moon and the planets and there's just so many other things and it's really like
no,
none of them have a clue. But then we didn't have a clue. But in a way, it's only been a short time really in history, but it feels a very long time, doesn't it? Everybody, those that have woken up.
yeah, yeah. We've never been outside our barrier. This is the thing. We've only had explanations from NASA. Now, we have to understand that NASA is an organization. It's not, uh, it isn't the be all and end all of any kind of justification of what's truth or anything in general. It's just another corporation. And that corporation has great wealth. It generates, I think it's about $53 million a day. So it has immense wealth that it can use to its advantage. And you know what you can do with that kind of money. You can invent whatever you want as your reality when you've got that. And this is what they do. They have invented their reality of what they believe the space is. Now, it's quite convincing. They've got everything working to what they think is their model. However, there's problems in the model here and there, but they iron them out, when they're doing their thing. But we can see that these things haven't been fulfilled. There's there's um, there's tests that should be done and can be done that can guarantee us what's actually happening. and give us a better understanding of what's happening.
I think I want to know what the sun really is. I mean, last weekend in Brighton, Dave Marsh with Roxanne and all that, they were filming the sun and it disappeared in front of them in the sea. We've got Robert Forsh that's always filming that. Wide Awake, is it Wide Awake? One of the other channels, his is the same. Like basically, the thing disappears in front of you. It just disappears. It just goes, yeah, donk, gone. It's. I think filming it over the water is a better view of watching that disappearing. That's what.
Are you watching it disappear underneath the horizon? Is it like that, or how you explain how you watch it?
Just dematerializes in front.
Oh, it just shimmers away, sort of thing.
It just sort of, when it comes up in the morning and anybody zooms right in, the thing looks like it's rippling before it gets a little bit higher and turns more into what we see as a circle. But on a low thing, it's kind of ripply. Well, it starts rippling and dematerializing the other way, and then it's poof, gone. Poof.
Right. And then comes back.
And then comes back. But again, if that thing can dematerialize in front of everybody a couple of miles away or whatever it is, then and it only is a few miles away, then how can you be seeing it? How can anybody else be seeing that?
Yeah. This is a funny perspective thing as well.
It didn't just go off. It actually dematerialized. I mean, a lot of people know that in the chat room. I mean, P900 or P1000, Sandra, she's in the chat room. Pretty sure that she's filmed it quite a few times, just going, yeah, dunk.
Oh, without a doubt.
What is it?
Your guess is as good as anybody else's. You know, this is the problem.
It is.
I wish we did know. You know, explanations for whether the moon or whether the sun, in the context of what they are. I mean, really, are we looking at a physical object when we look at the sun? Is it actually a physical object, or is that just the representation of what the plasma will look like? That's what an electromagnetic generated field will look like. That's the impression we'll get, but we don't see that. We just see it as a sun, you know. But it's an intense electromagnetic energy that remains constant and will follow a constant course constantly. You know, this is it. I think this is what makes it difficult for us to put any distance on it or anything like that, because it's not there to be physically there.
I know, but then you think, what are we living in then? What is all this?
It's there, but it's just not physically there, as in.
But I've also, right, and I know I'm not the only one, and other people have recorded it too, but, you know, and I'm not saying it happens all the time, but I've been, like, looking for the moon, and, like, it's just not there. And then I might go, dun, 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 on the computer. I look out the window, and there's the moon right outside my window. Like, in about 30 seconds, it's materialised. It's just there. And then I've been driving around where I'm almost underneath it, and I suddenly... It's like it's coming through a veil. It's curtains. There's a bit of it and a bit of it, and then suddenly this whole moon comes out. It just materializes in the sky in front of me. And then I've said this loads of times before, but anyway, me and my daughter, we were going off to the garage, and this was past my house. There was no moon there, clear sky. When we came back, there was a moon there. It didn't come from anywhere. It was just there, but it wasn't there. So yes.
Yeah.
Portals. They've got to, it's got to be portals of some kind.
Right, okay. Yeah, okay. I understand that side. Yeah.
And a lot of people are starting to record it like, oh my goodness, look at it. It's disappearing in front of me.
Well,
the thing is, it's really strange how many of us noticed these things when we were younger? I didn't. I don't remember thinking, hey, look, I just saw the sun or the moon dematerializing. Maybe it's just this whole thing of the internet and cameras and.
You weren't thinking about it before, though. Wasn't something that was in your mind's eye, you know? But it could still be happening.
But
But
again, I don't remember the moon out a lot as a child. But maybe it's because you were told it was out in the night. We never. I don't know. Maybe we just never really looked. Oh, look, there's the moon. But some people say they remember it, but I don't.
the moon been out
Remember the moon
during
out
the
in the
day.
day all the time?
Yeah, the moon went out during the day at the same time. I know that's quite a strange one.
What,
Um,
you remember that, do you, when you were younger?
I don't know if I remember that. To be honest with you,
What I mean, isn't that strange? You think that we would know that, like whether we saw it or not. I don't remember seeing it. It doesn't mean it wasn't there. I just don't ever remember thinking, oh, look, there's the moon in the day.
it didn't make any. It had no relevance until flat Earth. You know?
Now it's all absolute.
Yeah, was it? Well, how can it be there? You know, it goes against the model on how things are, the reflections and stuff like that. All these things go against what they're trying to say. Um, I mean, the lies. uh, I don't know whether you want to call them lies. I mean, maybe a bit strong a word to call them lies, and it's definitely far too strong a word to call them a belief because, but that's actually what it is. It's like some kind of occult belief that they're stuck on, and there's, I don't know. I'm open. I'm still open, regardless of whatever the answer may
I
be.
suppose really there's this thing called but and we know it's bigger than this, but it's called subversion. It's kind of like bringing communism in. It's basically always, it's the way that they run the media, what they're saying to you on the adverts, what they're talking about on the programs. The whole thing is to wear the society down so it doesn't talk to each other, doesn't care about each other. This is what communism's about. In Russia, they did
Mm,
it by taking everything away from them. And in
okay.
us, they've given us. Hey, Josh has joined us.
Oh, wonderful. Good. I shall make a cup of tea. If I shall.
He's got a new icon.
How's it
Damn,
going, Miss
Josh.
Karen? How's it going, Sheeps and Neeps? Yeah,
How
I'm
you
not gonna
doing,
fix that
Josh?
real quick. I was messing with that the other day. I was just playing around with that. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Oh, it's good to see you. It's a different icon for sure. We had a, what was it, what was it, a tortoise, whatever. It was a great big thick earth house on his back.
I shall be
Oh,
on. Yeah, I'll be two of me. That's okay. This is me making tea.
oh, we're going with sheeps to the kitchen.
Yeah, the kitchen.
Anyway, how are you doing, Josh? Flat Earth calling Josh.
Yeah, what happened to you?
Maybe he's doing it at
No,
work.
sorry about that. No, ma'am. Sorry, I thought I was unmuted. Excuse me. Wonderful. How have y'all been? I've been wonderful, living and loving.
Good.
Yeah, well, with sheeps, you know what's happening with sheeps and neeps.
What's that?
I said we're with sheeps and neeps today. Do you know what's happening with him?
I do not. What's happening with Sheeps and Neeps?
Sheeps and neeps, you tell him.
Well, I'm battling cancer. So I've got a fight that's on. That's what I'm doing. And it's just now I'm fighting it with RSO, but we seem to have a bit of a problem. It's not being as effective as it should be, or I should say, It's not being effective. It's changed it from 1.3 centimeters to 3.3 centimeters. The scan was in about 8 weeks, I believe.
That's
So
terrible.
it's running quite fast, yeah. I would have thought it would have held it or kept it at bay or did something. So the only thing I can think of is it's the wrong strain. Yeah, it's that seems to be the issue. Yeah.
That's wretched. I hate to hear that.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to send this hangout to Josh X after we finish because he's into doing things naturally. So I'm going to obviously send it to him. But yeah, it is really. And Sheep's Neeps is doing so well. They fitted in with a bag now, a costly bag.
Yeah. These bugs, I don't know if you'll see it. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's messed up. That's terrible, man.
Yeah, it's bad. Like, so you've got to fill that thing every day.
Thing is, he's in a lot of pain, and that kind of
Yeah.
relieves him from half the pain.
Yeah, that helps.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah.
Is it's our body, the our diet and our lifestyle and everything around us, that society has given us. It causes our bodies to attack itself and to eat itself and defeat itself
Yeah.
instead of working, in a uniform thing. But I'm guilty of it too. Don't take it as I'm a preacher. Believe that I'm definitely not. I'm guilty of it as well. It is what it is, man. The body is
Yeah.
a beautiful, powerful thing. Uh-oh, there you go.
No, it's okay. I'm
Beautiful.
still here.
The body is a beautiful and powerful thing, but it, when it's not done right, it's amazing how it can, be a powerful weapon used against us.
Yeah, yeah. True, true.
Society
The,
got us beat in all aspects. It's full frontal assault, from the full spectrum assault, from the moment you're born to the moment you die.
go with that.
Yeah, I don't know. He's probably got to do a bit of fast thinking, haven't you, really, Sheeps?
Yeah. I've got to do some more fast thinking. I never put honey in my bloody tea.
Uh-oh, no good.
Did you hear it?
Uh,
Windy.
have you heard about chlorine dioxide solution? Are you familiar with chlorine dioxide solution?
Is this the DMSO
I
or
don't know
the
about that, but I know that,
MMS?
yeah, some people call it MMS, yeah, but
Yeah, okay.
I have a friend who had a dog with a tumor on his face. He sprayed MMS and rubbed it into the dog's tumor for 2 weeks, and it fell off one day.
Yeah.
That's all. The chlorine dioxide is it's stronger than peroxide, but it's still safe for the body. And peroxide is it's known now that medical grade peroxide is it's a healer. It's a bleach basically. It cleans everything that's not oxygen out of the body.
Yeah.
And oxygen and water, oxygen is water.
Yeah. 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 Well, that's the thing. So,
And you can definitely get that shit right around you. They pool supply stores sell it. Yeah, I know that sounds silly, but I used I have used trisodium phosphate from Home Depot as a bath. I know it sounds crazy, but these things are all right. Nothing is bad in moderation, and if used in the right way. And
yeah, yeah,
you're fighting disease, you're fighting contamination. So therefore, it's at least worth a shot. That's all I can say.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I would agree.
And it's so much information online that it'll help you learn the correct dilution. The correct dilution of distilled water to chlorine dioxide. It's
Yeah.
it's very good, man. It's very, very, very good.
Yeah, well,
I got another friend that's got intestinal lesions. He went to the hospital last month, and now while he was in the hospital, he was giving it to himself intravenously through the IV, as well as drinking it. Well, he went on his follow up, and his lesions are gone. So
oh,
it does work. It works.
yeah, cool, cool. This is my, this is my water
Fan-
distiller.
Fancy tea maker.
It's just a kettle, yeah, just does its thing. And then down here. You're not really going to see this. It's too dark, I suppose. But open the window then. I've got that's the water distiller. So this is,
That's awesome.
yep. So it just goes straight through the water distiller into my kettle, and that's just pure water. So I think that's ideal. Like so that's that side of things covered. No matter what water I've got, it's always going to be pure. It's always going to be distilled. So um,
Yes, sir.
like I say, I'm doing just everything I can to be as healthy as I possibly can.
If you can, if you're able to, I would avoid cooking anything. I would eat all of my veggies and fruits raw for the moment. That'll also help the body. Up your up your fruit intake. Your
Yeah,
fruit have more value than we're led to believe. It's people
yeah,
that live on nothing but fruit.
yeah.
You
Yeah,
can
I would
live on
say
nothing
that
but fruit.
Josh X would say that everything he eats is raw.
Well,
Especially in the moment of shock that your body's in, the raw foods are easiest to break down, and they're
right.
very, very bioavailable. They have all sorts of sustenance in them, not just for feeding you, but for cleaning you. The onions, eating raw onions is very, very good for cleaning you.
Okay.
All the fruits. Food is your medicine first and foremost.
Yes,
That's
yes,
the
yes,
old way. That's the old
yes,
way of medicine, was food is your medicine first and foremost.
yes. I would agree with you there.
Spagyrics is another one that's good to look into. Spagyrics is finding using the plants to create tinctures, calcinating the tincture, the leftover material, and reintroducing the sulfur or the soul back into the tincture. So it's a full spectrum medicine instead of just a polar, what's that word? Was a polar. Damn, I forget the word. A polar extraction. There we go. A polar
Okay,
extraction. A polar extraction is just one piece of the plant. When you spagyrics has to do with alchemically breaking the plant down into all three base, mind, body, and soul, and reintroducing the three with no contaminants, with no plant matter, with no nothing. It's all essence. There's people around you that make them too. You're in
okay.
Scotland, right?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, there's a few people in Scotland. There's some in Wales. There's one man here in America that has a company of it. It's called Spagyrics. I'll put it in the back chat how to spell
Spagyrics. Okay,
Spagyrics.
yeah, yeah,
And
yeah. Please.
it's
Can I just
ancient
say
medicine.
something? Can I just say one thing? It's just changing the subject completely. But if you hear this dog whinging in the background, there's nothing actually wrong with her. I think she must be coming into season. She's just gone all
Right.
dramatic. Oh, let me. She's just gone crazy. She's just crazy. I think she
Oh
must be coming into season. So there's nothing wrong with the dog here. It's just
no,
okay at the moment.
she's
Anyway,
maybe just wanting to say hello to me as well.
well, no, I think it's my daughter. My daughter's probably said, "You're not coming in my bedroom," and the dog's now. Anyway,
How silly.
she's gone a bit nuts this last couple of days. That's why I think she must be coming into season or something.
Spagyrics.
It's the sport. Anyway,
Spagyrics.
yeah.
Spagyrics.
I think I'm just going to sort the dog out. Hang on.
Yeah, on you go. Spagyrics. Is that right?
Yes, sir. It was said to me that it was pronounced Spagyrics, but Spagyrics, same thing.
Spagyrics. Yeah, okay, Spagyrics. Yeah, that's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at how you would spell it, how you would pronounce it. Yes. Yeah.
And I'd be willing to bet that if you were to break the etymology of it down, let's break it down together. I'll look it up right now.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, you're
Spagyrics.
already working on it. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I'm almost positive it's a Greek word.
Alchemist. Yeah. Alchemy literature, 16th century.
There you
Used and
go.
probably
Okay.
invented by Paleus.
Paracelsus.
Yeah. Okay. It's an English word that means alchemy. Okay.
That's it.
Yeah. 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 It's an English word. It means alchemy. Some people have coined the use of the word to mean a herbal medicine produced by alchemical procedures. These these procedures involve fermentation, distillation, and extraction of mineral components from the ash of the plant. Right, from the ash of the plant. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
They cook the plant. You burn the plant matter while cooking it from the bottom. It'll
Yeah.
turn black, and then
Yeah,
it'll
right.
turn gray, and then further cooking it, it'll turn white. Everything has been cooked out of it. You reintroduce it through filtering that with water, mixing it with water and then filtering out any particulates, and you
Okay.
reintroduce it back to the tincture, and it's full
Okay.
spectrum medicine. It's people doing it with all sorts of things, from lemon balm to turmeric,
Okay.
everything.
Okay. That sounds good. That sounds good. I have a thing about water. I have to say though. I do believe that water is an element. Okay. It's an element like any other element, like silver or gold or any other element that cannot be created nor destroyed. Uh, we've been led to believe that it's hydrogen and oxygen. However, I've got quite significant proof that can counteract that quite easily. It's common sense can tell you that. It's break it down. It's H2O. It's 2 parts hydrogen to 1 part oxygen. Well, that tells you that there's 2 parts of it is going to be the lightest subject ever known to man. So 2 parts of it is so light that it's not going to make up any of the fucking weight. Now, when you break down how much volume is needed and the amount needed for it to make, you know, a cubic meter of hydrogen or a cubic meter of oxygen or a cubic meter of water, you will find that the densities and the amounts just cannot correlate up. We end up with like this doesn't work. It's broken. So unfortunately, that's my stance on water. I believe everything in water, but I have to believe that it's an element in its own right. That's the
I
that's the
think that,
thing.
that makes a lot of sense, man. Because look, there's a reason that there are 4 or 5 elements, depending on what you want to say. But there's a reason we all things. If you look at it in what they call an alchemical, which alchemy supposedly just means of Egypt, from Egypt. So
Right.
if you look at it, if you look at things at a more esoteric level, it
Yeah.
appears that everything is a combination of fire, water, earth, and air.
Yes.
Everything, every one of those so-called elements are
Yes.
a combination of those things in a ratio. Like everything.
Hmm.
And but that's the way the ancients would have said it, at least. And I think the ancients definitely knew a little bit more than what you and I might know. You know what I mean? So I
Okay.
think that you're definitely hitting that shit right on the. Excuse me. I think you're hitting that right on the head. I think you're hitting that right on the head by saying that water is an element, a
Yeah.
true element, like a periodic table element.
Yes. Yes. It's an element in its own right. You know, and should be classed as that. You know, it doesn't. It doesn't. There's you. You see, you cannot make it. You cannot create water, and you cannot destroy it. That's the thing. It doesn't matter how you look at it. It cannot be created or destroyed. There is more esoteric and more metaphysical things that go along with it, where then they can say that it's got memory. This is another strange thing, is one of the things about the memory. Um,
And
another
What?
consciousness. It has
Yeah.
consciousness.
the consciousness. Well, the consciousness is a strange thing. We, if we take a snowflake, for example, this is a particle of water, we find that none of them are ever the same. It's like a fingerprint. You will not find two of them the same. Now, that's something that's unique. And when it comes to the uniqueness, I believe this is where we have this essence of we have a oneness. We're all one, as in we're all one pool of water, but we're all unique. Every one of us is completely unique in our own way, but as a unit, we are water. You know, so in a metaphysical sense, you know, as how our memories or how our things, how we evolve in this realm that we must be in when we're not here. I can only think it's based on a sort of water sort of feeling where we're there, we're in the mix, and we're all part of it, but we're an individual in that water. You know, we're all individual.
Yeah, we're definitely mostly water, aren't we?
Mm. Mm. Well, that's a strange thing why we are water, and the linking that comes along with the water. You know, it's.
Do you follow the bit like the other day we were talking, and it's just about like talking about it that way, that blood is plasma. You know,
Oh yeah.
it's not what we think it is until it's in the air. It's not the same inside our bodies.
Yeah. Well,
I have a brother that's in medical. He's like relearning his medical learning. He already went through like 4, 5, 6 years of medical school for dietitian and all sorts of other things. Well, now he's relearning it. He dropped out of school and he's relearning everything on his own because he don't believe none of it. He's starting to learn that it's all fake. It's a science created around something that was natural instead of a natural thing, broken down to layman, you know, for you and me to understand. But anyways, what I was saying is the reason I even said anything was he says that our blood is mostly, they'll tell us that our blood is water, but it's mostly lymph, lymph, lymph.
yeah.
And that's why there's these lymph systems in our body the way that it is. That's what the blood, the liquid in your blood is lymph. And what they're calling light white blood cells is not what we know of as white blood cells. There is no such thing as a white blood cell. He was like,
Nice.
it's a different particle that they're calling something else. He's saying it's more than likely that's the lymphatic system's creation. He can't cut a person open to find out, you know, like he can't hook a person up to a machine while they're living and like find these things out. But he's saying from the information he's discerned and from the things he's broken down that the lymphatic system, and that's where a lot of people are get their have issues. Most people is first attacked through the lymphatic system, and
Yeah.
you'll notice swelling in your groin area, swelling up under the arms, swelling in the throat. The lymph nodes are far more places than those though. And he was saying that it's possible that those are like checkpoints and recharge points, and you know purification points and all sorts of things in one little part. You know, just like you have cities in the body, you know, or whatever. I don't know. I can't really break it down because that's not my information. But the
Yeah.
lymph, he was saying that the lymph is we're made more. He's thinking that we're made more of lymph than we are of what we consider to be blood. Lymph is
Right.
what's carrying the everything through the body, and the red blood cells is just what carries the oxygen and you know the spark or some other little information. I forgot exactly, but
Yeah.
the lymph system. He was saying that the lymph system is not known, and if you look into people like Dr. Sebi and a few other people that were not part of the medical field but have done medical advancements, they'll tell you that the lymphatic system is definitely one to look into and one to learn more about because it's not much known about it. Excuse me.
Oh, you're welcome. No worries. Yeah.
Very useful information there,
Oh
Shoot.
yeah. Oh, we gotta do it. We gotta do it. Yeah.
I've actually sent tonight's hangout to Josh and asked him to watch the first half an hour.
Okay. Okay. Just so we can recap on what was said. Okay. Um. Yeah. You can keep. Yeah. To keep them up to date. Yeah, so is Josh? He's had a bit of involvement in this kind of treatment side of things, is he? Is he a few family members and that's had this?
He's just into eating. You know, he says his whole life's changed really since he eats raw vegetables. Everything's raw. He grows his own, and you know how he feels about the oils and stuff like that.
Okay.
I've sent it to him, and he's just put some hearts back to say got it.
Okay, lovely.
And
Well,
if you know, like somehow you've got to communicate with him, Sheeps.
yeah. We'll do that. We'll get a communication going. We have to share addresses somehow.
Are your email? Is it Desboy? The rest.
Desiboy for you at gmail.com.
I'll send him I'll send him your email address afterwards.
That's the one that I've been using since time immemorial. But once I started this Sheeps and Neeps, then I ended up creating Sheeps and Neeps at gmail.com. So I've got that now. I've got Sheeps and Neeps .co.uk and .com as well. I've got the domains if I want them, if I want to use them. I just haven't put myself to that use yet. But it's all there, ready to go. You know, it's I've paid the thing, I've got the domain, I've did all the thing. I just need to get my arse in gear. Excuse me.
Thing is, if you've got another channel, you have to give another email address in, don't you? You can't use the same email address, so that's why you've got so many emails addresses.
Well, that's why I stuck to the sheeps and neeps at gmail.com. Because it's sheeps and neeps, so I just thought sheeps and neeps at gmail.com. That makes it as easy as it could be.
Yeah, it was really great to see 3 sheeps in the chat room. We were sheeped by sheep.
Yeah. Well, that's just that's due to having to create new accounts due to them blocking them down. You know, so the purple one that I did, that was the final one. That was like, right, I'm going to make it actually. I'm going to see if I can get sheeps and neeps at gmail.com. See if it's actually there. And it was there. So I thought, right, I'll take it. So I changed my email address to sheeps and neeps at gmail.com. But a lot of people still send it to Desiboy for you. But there's also one that gets sent. It's through my brand account, and it's sheeps line, Neeps line, and then a number, and then Google Pages and something else, and they never get through to me. They're supposed to get through to me. That's part of the thing, is you send the email to that address and Google deals with it and sends it to me. That's never happened. I've got Discords. I've got Discord accounts that I have to get in, but it won't send the email to my brand account, or it does, but Google doesn't pick up my brand account, so I can't get the password to then verify to move on. So I'm stuck with that. So my Discord is just ruined because of it, you know.
I don't know quite, you know, do you have lots of other things you're looking at, or really you sort of just concentrating really more on yourself? You know,
Yeah,
like in your mind, can you go, flat earth and look at millions of things, or
no, I'm open. I'm
more
open.
about yourself?
I'm open. I'm all over the place. Like this, the Tartaria when it popped in. Yeah, that intrigued me. That's my eyes open and I'm away looking into that aspects of stuff as well. Yeah. I don't get stuck. I don't stay just in one place. I'm quite open, quite adjustable to. Well, it's all truth. You've got to take it in. You've got to take it in so that you can discount it or add it to your credible list. You know, but you can't discount it. That's one thing you can't do. You have to go through it, make up your mind, and then you can see whether you want to discount it after that. Yeah. But
So I can see that Josh has picked up your email address, so hopefully he'll start communicating with you.
Lovely. That'd be perfect. That'd be perfect. Whatever information and that you can help pass on, and it's like we say, it's the physicalness of the information that's needed. It's not the words.
Yeah, it's I really hope that you beat this, and
Well, what I have got is the frozen fruit. I get them from Asda, and it's a bag. It's 2.5 kilos, and it's black currants, red currants, raspberries, strawberries. There's all these things in it. Berries. It's a mixed berry is what it's called, and I use that with milk and honey, and that's all I put in it. Sometimes I put in a teaspoon of blushwood, vitamins, and etc. Things like that. All depends on how I want to drink it. If I want to just down it, then I put all my stuff in. If I want to enjoy it, then I leave out a lot of the things that are going to make it taste a bit vile. But the idea is that this is frozen. These they're coming straight from the plant. They're frozen, and then I'm using them, and that's about as close to fresh as I can get due to my location in Scotland, 50 miles from any city. So
you live in the middle of nowhere then, Sheeps?
yeah, basically it's 50 miles in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, it's about 47 miles, I would say. It's
What, so
before
if you want to go to the doctor or get any medication or food, you've got to travel 47 miles?
No. I've got I'm in a village. The village has got one shop. It closes at 5, 6 o'clock. Doesn't stay open very late. That's the shop. The bus is it's like 3 times a day. 2 of them are just to get the kids to school. The other one is one that's a public transport one that goes in the afternoon. That's your fucking transport. Oops, sorry. So there's not much line in that side. When it comes to let's see, anything else, then I'm looking at 10 miles before I can get to a town that's got an Asda and a Tesco in it.
Hey, Sheeps.
Yep.
Josh is in the chat room now.
Oh, cool. So that's the extent of it, but it's not too bad. But it's impossible to get fresh fruit and stuff like I would need if I was going to be going at this seriously. I would need to get city fresh food, and when I get this in the town fresh food, it's the
Can you not get stuff delivered from a supermarket?
yeah from Asda or Tesco, but the quality of their fruit and stuff is shocking. It's bloody. It's no use. You actually would be better going down and having to pick it yourself. They're not going to give you the best stuff. They're going to give you stuff that's just going to wait to be out of date because of the stock. That's the way they work the stock. Turn it over. They're not going to give you stuff that's really fresh when they've got stuff that's not so fresh to go yet.
Hey, just thinking about it, Neat Sheeps. As Josh is in the chat room, is there anything you want to ask him that he can write in the chat?
I'm not sure. Where is the chat? Let's see what he's saying. Because I'm not in the chat.
He's come in because I've sent him the link to the video, because obviously I've mentioned.
Okay, do you mean in the chat as in YouTube chat?
Yeah, in the Hangout, the one that's showing on your page. He's Josh X.
Yeah, I see him. He's just said midnight getting excited. You seem well calm, almost then, like. Yeah, well, that's I'm not going to freak out. There's no reason to freak out. You know, there's I know what's happened to me. And I know the consequences of what's happened to me. There's no point making it any more dramatic and turning it into a drama like, oh, I'm gonna die. That's doesn't make sense. It's one of the things that I'm not even thinking. It's one of the things I'm thinking is I'm gonna be killing this.
You're going day by day on this. You're not thinking 6 months ahead. You're thinking in the day you're in.
Yeah, every day I'm thinking I'm going to kill this. You know? I've got here's my newest ones just came in again. These are another
Josh says,
two
all I want
rods.
to do is help. That's why I come on.
Yep, that's another 2 rods that we've got them delivered in the post, and it's just another couple of just solid. I don't even think it's got a sound, is it? It's not even got a sound. 2 silver rods, and just do the same with a colloidal silver. Put them, plunk them in, chink. There you go. I can also use them to press it onto the so you get a proper contact onto the vein, the nerve that's supposed to be. You can take it, put it on, stick it on with a bit of sellotape, so it'll be exactly on the nerve, exactly on the pulse, if you want to do that. However, the TENS pad that you put on is pretty much accurate. It covers that area and a bit more, so it's okay in that sense.
So how many times a day do you use these things then?
Well, through the day, just first thing in the morning. The colloidal silver's made whenever you need a drink, take a drink of it. Whenever I need to use it for cleaning, it's there for cleaning. It's everything's just always there. I've also got a barrage of frankincense. You name it, I've got. I've got it for essential oils. The sandalwood and stuff like that. I've got all these that are all. You put all these things in my bath, along with my Himalayan pink salt. Oh, this is really beneficial. You may think, oh, it's only a bath, but it really does make a lot of good. Now, the next thing that we're going to be testing is the shungite. Now, we know that this shungite is a piece of shungite. Like, here you go. This is what a piece of shungite looks like. Just looks like a bit of coal. You know,
Can I just say one thing, Sheeps? Josh is messaging me privately, on Messenger, and he's saying, can we get a courier? I get wholesale amazing fruit and veg. We can ship him weekly.
Okay. All right. That sounds good. It's okay. It's just then comes down to what kind of monetary value that would be, whether I could afford that. You know, if it's possible, it's definitely worth doing. It's simply going to be a monetary value thing on that one card.
Or fortnightly, he said. Or fortnightly.
Mm-hmm. Either way, it's. I have to know how much it would be so that I could budget for it. And it may be that I can't budget for it. It may be that it's out of my bracket. Well, you see. Also, is it possible that they will deliver to where I am? You know, my postcode can fire up oh no, we won't post it to there unless you give us an extra £25. It's like, what? It's only take this road. It's just the same, you know. But it's the way they've split it up.
You always lived in the country, then, Sheeps.
Well, basically, it's sort of that's what this area is. Actually, it's more or less like little towns. You know, um, in that towns, then you know, um, just make up the shire. You know, so you got
So you have a doctor, or you have that locally as well then?
yeah, yeah, you have a private doctor sort of thing. Uh, Doctor in the village here. We've got a doctor in the village. Um, for being just a small village, it's quite good for that. The pub's closed down, so there's no social amenities anymore. There's no social events or gatherings. Well, they do, but it's you'd have to go and look at the shop window for any sort of flyers or paper that be saying, "Oh, they're going to be doing a fucking, they're going to be doing a a tea morning at the fortnight um, uh, coffee show," things like that. So that's about it. Is
Can I just say that Josh is messaging me? He says, tell him for 40 quid, you can get him 50 avocado, 6 kelp tomatoes, or 6 kilos of tomatoes, 25 cucumbers, 30 kilo of oranges, 20 courgettes, 50 mangoes, 30 red peppers, 160 apples, and some ginger.
that sounds for how much? Did you say
40
40
quid,
pounds?
but then there's the shipping. But that would last you quite a while, wouldn't it?
Well,
160 apples?
well, this is the thing. What would I do with them? I would
20
have to
kilos of lemons.
I would have to process them, to take advantage of that. And then once you've processed them, then and froze them and all that, then what's the difference from just getting them frozen anyway? So
Hmm. Well, I suppose we're all just in some way,
it's it's
it's
still a
just
very
trying to
good
talk
deal.
to make you other ideas to how to help sheeps.
Yeah, yeah, it's a very good. It's an excellent idea. I wonder if I can swap any of the ingredients for other ingredients. If that's possible, then that would be good as well. Because there's some things that is.
Oh, he says no, because there's obviously a reason why he wants you to eat that food.
Okay, that's part of the. That's part
That's,
of the
that's,
deal.
that's what you have to eat to make yourself better.
Okay, okay. So there's
It has
probably
to
a
be fresh.
mixture.
It
There's
has
a
to be fresh.
mixture. Yeah, and there'll be a mixture to how much it is as well. Okay, there'll be X amount of.
Sorry, sheeps. I'm having a three-way. I've got the chat room going. You're talking. Josh is talking to me privately. Thank you, Josh. Mwah. Are you a bit shocked to find out where you are, or it's a bit like that you just said you can't go there? You just got to try and get through each day, and try and work out what's the best plan for you to try and sort this out.
That's it. I just keep going at it day by day, just hoping that one day that it's I just slowly get better. I mean, I don't feel myself um like deteriorating. At times I do, but I didn't feel like that all the time. I didn't feel that drained. I would say I'm mere like just now. I would say it's the medication and the time of night that's making me more groggier. I'm not as sharp as I should be. Uh, that's the pregabalin and short tech and long tech oxycodone. Really strong painkillers and pretty bad for the mind. So it's them that's sort of slowing me down and doing that. But
Can I just add something here? Josh, he's lovely. What he basically says is he's been going on, you need to blend and and then he says he's going back in the chat room. But what he'll do is, if I give him get your number, he'll call you, or you call he'll call you.
yeah, that's what I do. I'll always give him a number.
Yeah, do it afterwards, Sheeps. I'll give it to him.
Yeah, okay. I'll find you and just let's you in here. In fact, there we go.
It's probably better, not being horrible. It's probably better if you did that off air anyway and talk to Josh really than trying to do it on air.
Yeah, very true.
You know, really, that bit.
Yeah. Give him a number. Yeah, just double check actually. I'll break it up so that I can see it.
Hey, just asking, do you have WhatsApp?
No, I don't use WhatsApp.
Okay.
I give it a miss. Okay, so.
Oh, Sheep, you know what my first conversation with you was having a go at you, wasn't it? I thought that someone said Sheeps and Neeps is being really horrible about Sun and Moon. I go over there and I'm going, what's all this? And then I realised watching it all that you hadn't said anything and I had to apologise to you.
No, it's absolutely no worry at all. Absolutely, I didn't take any offence.
I don't do that kind of thing. But I think what it was about, I don't know, I was just being a bit attacked and I just was a bit upset. The thing is, I am very careful about how I do things from that moment on because, you know, you're a channel. You can't be, you know, getting upset with everybody. So you learn early on. But I'm so glad that we're friends. You're such a nice person.
Yeah, well, thank you very much. Thank you. It's nice to know that.
Yeah, I always tried to get you on, didn't I? But you'd say to me, I can't come on because I swear too much.
Yeah, it was out of respect to your channel because I didn't want to pull it down to my level where it would just be a complete and utter swear fest, you know. But you know, when pushed, I can do it. I can do it, you know. So that's the thing.
Yeah, I just feel very sad that you're having to go through all this right now.
Well, somebody has to do it, you know. If it was somebody else, I would be doing exactly the same, trying to help them. I'd be going out my way and try to see what methods they can use. You know, I've tried quite a few different things. I mean, to so you understand, I've actually I've even taken the tablets that I've had, and I've made them into suppositories, so that I insert them in my bum. You know, now I've froze them to do that. Now to go and get somebody just normally to just go and stick frozen things up their bum isn't just kind of, it's not the kind of thing you can get people to do just as easy as you think, you know. So there's things like that I've had to go through. That's well, are you going to do it? Or are you going to die? You know, so you take the chance. I'm going to do it. So I've been doing that.
In the chat room, he says he's not going for chemo, is he?
No. That's the very last resort.
What Josh has said in the chat room is, I will put you on the right track, but you must walk the walk.
Yeah. Okay, I can do that.
Yes. Anyway, I don't know if Josh is there. He's probably at work. Do excuse the dog in the background doing its nuts a bit. Floss, shut up. It's gone into a separation mode. That's why I think she's coming into season. She's driving me crazy.
Anxiety separation. Yeah.
Oh, someone's been now as well. I can't turn it off. Hang on. To excuse that, it's going. How much longer do you want to go on, Sheeps? Or is you know, we've been going now for about an hour, nearly an hour and 3/4.
All right. Okay, that's quite good. that's not bad. What's your usual stint that you do? Because I'm easy.
Well,
I'm easy when you are.
oh, if you want to stay on a bit longer, that's cool. I just don't want to sort of push you or make you stay on. I don't know. We go for sort of 2 to 3 hours is a good time.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
people only watch for so much of it, don't they? Not that many
Yeah.
people
Well,
watch the whole hangout.
yeah. Well, we could ask the hangout if the people that are watching if there's anything they would like us to dwell on, if there's something they would like us to put our minds to. That's
Okay, it takes the chat room a couple of minutes to catch up, but I'm really pleased that Josh is going to be in touch with you, so that's really good. So
yeah.
that's that bit. And anybody in the chat room, do they have any questions or anything they'd like to ask Sheeps and Neeps? Or even Josh if he comes back?
Mhm.
I'm definitely here. I've just been quiet.
Oh, there you go. There's the voice.
Oh, I'm glad you're there, Josh. And Josh, there's two Joshes now. There's Josh FlatEarth Yonity on the panel, and there's Josh in the chat room. So Josh says, email Karen and give your details, and I'll call you. Okay, Sheeps?
Email Karen. Okay. Okay. So you've got my email and all that, haven't you, Karen? You've got all that.
Yeah, I think he wants your telephone number, and he can call you.
Okay. Okay.
But you can give that to me when we finish. That's fine, and I'll
Yeah.
pass it on to Josh.
Yeah. Okay. I've got two here. Yeah, I've got two here. Okay. Okay. I've got no problem. I can give them everything you need on there. I'll just pump it in here, actually.
Anyway, it's all about helping each other as best as possible, isn't it? In this
Yes.
horrible place we've been put. Do you know what? Even if they just, I know that Josh has got this other natural way. The whole thing, it's not just about taking oils and that, it's about what you're eating and the whole thing. Okay, that's one way. There is this other way of this rife machine. You know, like imagine how much money they could have saved everything if they were using that.
Yes, I know. Exactly. These are holistic, proved and tested methods that we can verify, you know? They have been.
You're talking about the machine that, excuse me, you're talking about the machine that puts out frequencies, right? Like specific frequencies.
Yeah, you got to get the right one, and when you get the right one, it cures you.
Yep, I've heard that as well. I've heard they're expensive. That was the reason I chimed in. Excuse me. I've heard they're very expensive.
Do you know? Do you know when they were actually made? They're about. You can get them for about £500, maybe less. But do you know when they were actually made? In the late 1800s. They've kept that quiet for a long time, and they wouldn't need all these. You know how much some of the treatments are. It's all about money, isn't it?
Oh, but and for that kind of time scale, you're looking at that's just incredible. Yeah.
I'm looking in the chat room. See, please. When was? Oh, Super Lead says, when were you diagnosed, Sheeps?
I've been diagnosed about 3.5 months ago. But it's been about 3.5 years. About 3 years that they've been thinking it was my prostate, but they never did an examination. And then eventually they thought, I'll put my finger in my bum. The doctor thought, he'll put my finger in my bum and see if there's anything in my prostate, if it's swollen. When he did that, he said, oh, I'm going to put you for an MRI scan. I went for an MRI scan, thinking the whole time this was going to be something to do with my prostate. And when I get there, I get told that, no, this is a scan just to see what's there. And it actually came back that I had cancer in my bowel. Now, it's not colon cancer, it's not rectal cancer, it's not bowel cancer, it's squamous cell cancer, which means it's a one of the normal squamous cells, and it's on the inside wall of my bum. By all accounts, rubbing this oils on it, having the oils have any contact with it is supposed to be really good. And then if you're swallowing it and getting the benefits of it before it goes through your blood system, it's through your blood, and then it comes back into your blood system. That side of it is that's. Well, I give it a I've lost where I'm at there. That side's important.
I thought you were going to go to sleep.
Again, I nearly was.
Oh, we've lost Josh there. Yeah, I'm sure that you're quite tired. You know, it's all tiring, isn't it? And also, you are on some kind of medication, aren't you? Or you're not taking anything?
Yeah, I'm on quite a lot of medication. It's quite intensive, the medication I'm on. It's short oxycodone. You know, it's. Let me just post that there. There we go. Oxycodone. It's. I think it's termed as hillbilly heroin. I think that's its street name, because it's so sort of cheap and nasty and sort of great for that kind of existence, if you want to have that. I don't know, but no. So I've sent my address and number.
Yeah,
Did you get it?
I've just sent it to Josh.
Okay. And I suppose the only other thing there on top of that is just that's the real me. I never did the space.
What have you just sent me now? Oh, that's your surname. Okay.
Yeah, that's just the real me.
Yeah. Well, Josh says to me he's got a lot of things to do.
That's good. That's good. Yeah. Good. No rush.
Josh will call you. He's a really nice person. He wouldn't say that unless he would gonna not do it.
Okay. Like I say, financial.
Yeah, Josh is sending me things, but I think, Josh, you have to say it to Sheeps and Neeps. He thinks you've got to change your ways. There's lots of things you've got to change.
Yeah, there's the health side of it. I know that side. You've got to change that. I think my biggest concern is the nicotine. You know, I really need to stop the nicotine. That's the only one. You know, really, is I need to stop the nicotine.
I think Josh wants you to eat the fresh vegetables and things is the main thing.
Yeah.
And obviously some other things.
Yeah.
But Josh, yeah, he's going, man, lol. But the thing is, Josh, it's better you talk to Sheeps.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, we're sending me more stuff.
I am getting pings.
I know it's, you know, Josh only was on with our last hangout that we had on Friday, and I asked him to come on, but I think he's a bit busy actually, so he's listening in. But as I say, he's got all your details, and because it'd be best if he comes on and tells you. I think what it is Sheeps, that if you listen to him or do it his way, it's quite strict, but in weeks things will drastically change if you listen to Josh.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I've seen
Sorry, Josh, he said I called him a person. You're a lovely man. He's saying, I'm not a person. He's telling me off. He says that he does want to pop on and talk to you, but it's probably best if he talks to you. You know.
Aye.
Thank you, Josh, anyway, for that. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
And hope that helps you, Sheeps.
Yeah, I'm just saying, let's talk later.
Yeah, you're saying that the medication just makes you quite tired.
Yeah, definitely. 2 different days. It depends the time of day as well. I can feel myself getting drained now. I can feel myself. I can feel my eyes sort of
Yeah, I did
barely.
think about that time. Well, we can end the hangout now. We've been going for nearly 2 hours.
Yeah, I'm cool.
I mean, I just wanted to catch up with you because you know that I'm following and
Yeah, much appreciated.
oh, we care about you, sheeps.
Oh, thank you very much. We all care about each other, though. That's the thing.
He loves
That's
you. It's horrible,
that's
but the good thing is you're going to be speaking to Josh tomorrow. I think he's probably one of your best options, really.
okay. Dr. Josh says.
Yeah, he's everything. He's kind, he's caring, he's calm, he knows a lot about nearly everything, and everybody loves his etymology.
Okay, cool. That's
Yeah.
fine.
Well, chat room, thank you so much for listening into this hangout.
Yeah.
We are back on Thursday with Robin, Roxanne, and Charlotte. That's more to do about the convention and a catch up with them. Thank you so much, Josh, chat room. And obviously, Josh came on today, FlatEarth Yonity. And thank you so much, Cheeps and Neeps Des. And obviously, our love and our hugs and everything goes out to you. We'll say goodbye off air, Sheeps.
Yeah.
But do you want to say anything before we go?
No, I'd just like to say thanks for everybody for turning up. It's been much appreciated. It really is good for you to come out and take your time to actually get a listen to some other things that are getting said. It means something that you've turned up. It's not just a case of numbers. It means something that there's people that actually care. This is something that needs to be shared within the communities with us. That it's not just information that's getting shared. It's goodwill, prosperity, and everything that's not negative. There is
this great big part of Flat Earth, which is for a lot of us has been about research and stuff like that. But like with you right now, this is to do with how we care about you, sheeps. So it's different, and we have to be a family. And I'm just very pleased that you said yes, that you come on. I very much appreciate it. Yeah, and thank you very much.
I very much appreciate that you've offered me on. I mean, it really does say something to me. It means something to me that I really appreciate. There's no words can explain it, really. It goes without words that what you've done there and letting me come on and say my thing and that and have a couple hours to voice my opinion is really, really beneficial for all, for me as well. But yeah, without a doubt.
Sheeps and Neeps, I love you much more. And like I said, one of the good things about today is that Josh is going to speak to you as well.
Yeah.
So
I look forward to that. I look forward to hearing from you, Josh. Yeah, I'm speaking to you in the third person here all the time, but yeah, I should be got my phone number, my address, and stuff like that. The sheeps and neeps at Gmail. I suppose that's just a standard address. The sheeps and neeps at Gmail. If you blast that in, you'll manage to get me on Hangouts as well.
Josh has just put in the chat room, I love you, sheep. I felt you then.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Well, it's about time we started growing our hearts, isn't it? But anyway, thank you so much again, sheeps, and we will be talking to you soon. And much love. Anyway, good night, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody.
Take it easy, folks. Thanks very much.